It's a good time to do it all before winter. If you get any water in there, that'll creep down the inside and everything rusts out, so good time to do it really. And still just dry and warm enough to paint. This one was from another model, so it wasn't really originally off a Hilux pickup like that. It was off a Surf, which is it's the same sort of metalwork, but it's got holes for a funny little mirror that goes on the top here, and there were some sort of wheel arch things on here and here. So I welded those up on the backs when I got them, but you know, that was quite a few years ago. These things kind of bubble through. Quite a nice sheen to it. Well, I'm getting into a bit of this. Got the wing off. Wheel off, respray the wings, it's not going too badly, and then what we've got here, so there's a few places I've welded up already, in under here, and there. I'm going to give this a coat of paint over the top. I've got this yet to rebuild down here. This corner here is a bit ugly. I've re-threaded the bolt holes here which hold the bottom of the wing, and then I've just found this bit here, which is really quite grisly. I mean, it's a sort of multi there, so I've just cut this panel away, this panel here, just so that I can actually get access to it, so I can weld that back in afterwards. You can see below it, it's all just rot, but there's quite a few layers in there. It's not going to be that easy. And also, just get rid of that. You can see inside there, basically that's behind the dash. Let's change my torch. Inside here you can see there's got my wiring and things in there, so it mustn't overheat any of that, but there is a bit of space thankfully, so I've got a bit of room to work. So I just got to rebuild this first and then put this outer piece back on as it was before. Like that. Get one there. But at least it's not, I can stand up and do it, so that's a relief. And then get the wings back on. I'm glad they did it. I only really started off because the paintwork is so badly crazed on top of the wings, and then you find all these things up here. I mean, I don't want to take them off again in a hurry, so try and get as much done as I can without getting too carried away. And this here is a die grinder, which is quite a useful tool. It's not really for mucking around with rust, but the best thing about it, I'll swap them around here, and you just get into all these tiny little zones, almost like a dentist tool really. As long as it doesn't grab, it's great for cleaning it up. There's my paper patch. I'll take him away and make him in a sheet of steel. There's my little metal infill patch, and then cleaned up this bit here. Back on there. I'm just going to rebuild a bit of lip underneath so the base can anchor back into place. For the moment it's just sort of flopping about underneath there. There's my final thing. Welded that back in. Patch underneath here, and then the one up on the inside too, which is kind of hard to see, but in there. A tricky little corner. I mean, they always rust out, and you know, things never rust like here, do they? It's always like where the water traps and so on. So I'll splodge a whole load of paint all over that, and then we can put that together. So side one's back and on, and side two. And as always, it's like the iceberg ratio. There's always so much more than you at first think. You see a little bit of rust, and you prod it, and it just gets bigger and bigger. It's just sort of all in this section. So I've stripped out like the heater, cab heater, and some of the associated ducting. And then when you get up into here, you can see all the holes. I mean, the round holes are supposed to be there, these two, but other than that, none of these others are supposed to be there. So I'm going to cut a bit of access space to get to these upper ones, same as I did on the other side. I've just about cleared everything back enough. Make sure I don't set anything on fire. Might push that lung out there, and then get to work. So clean up time first. Same thing as the other side. You cut this piece away, and you can see really the gubbins going on behind it. Glue them all up in this corner. Anyway, get to work on that next. And yeah, do that on there. And it's in there. And I can put this back on here. So, I've also got quite a nasty one to do way down there, but that's going to be tomorrow. Both sides back on, which is nice. This is the official correct colour. That makes you realise how much this is all faded. Could maybe T-cut this, but I mean, depends how much spare time one has really. Main thing is it's not rusty. Oh, shield beetle. Ha! Exit. Well, I'd rather it squirted everywhere, and hopefully it's trying to do that the other side as well, you know?
Yeah, that's it.
I've got this flex pipe, and the plan is coming through the wall here is to make an air duct that will go into the base of this where it draws the air in, because seeing as we've got an arched ceiling, you don't want to be burning all the kind of the oxygen from this room, because the idea is we're trying to get rid of as many drafts as possible for the winter, and then the more you seal it up, fit double glazed windows and so on, the more this is likely to burn away our oxygen. So I thought we'd feed it from the outside. So it just means just drilling through from the outside. But I'm quite pleased with where it's come out. We sort of measured it around the outside, and that's pretty good. So that's going okay so far. Getting near as much as I can do with this big one, and it's hard to get an idea how long this is, but so that's been going in all the way up to here, so 65 centimeters all the way through. But I don't really want to move the fire on the other side because it's all set up, connected to flue. Not that easy. I built it in place as well, so it's sort of, it's just so heavy you don't want to move it all as one, risk breaking something. So now really I've got to drop down to this smaller one here from both sides and see how I can do clearing it out. You can really feel when you're drilling it that there's like an outside surface of really good stones, and then in the middle you've got quite a lot of sort of loose stuff which sort of moves around, and then on the inside edge you get another face of stones again. But I've got to enlarge these holes a little bit. I think I'm through to the rock face the other side. I think that's the rock on the inside face of the house there, but I'll try a few more long drills with the big drill and see if I can clear any more there. Away. That might just about do it. Got that lump sticking down at the top there. Not at the far end, but look at that. I think we might be nearly there. Amazing. Bless you. Oh, that'll do. Brilliant. Maybe a bit of detail on the inside here, either plaster and paint or maybe like a metal ring or something, but that should work anyway. You get these bits sort of bubbling here and you know what's going on underneath, but once you start you can't stop. This is all cracked in the back there, so there's basically like water's getting in there, it's just sitting in there. Excuse me. Excuse me again. And it's the one from the other side. You see it's pretty grotty down the bottom here because the water gets trapped on the inside. And again, that was it still looked like a coat of paint on the outside but bubbly. I've taken the glass out and everything, make it lighter, but if I stand him up, you can see really what's going on. Quite nasty. I've got some metal work on there, and then hopefully I can get them all filled and painted. I might leave the other one for a bit longer, it's a bit smaller. Catch it when I can. So I'm going to finish off the outside of the upstairs window. We've done the silicone and the foam around the frame. Now we need some show, which is lime based mortar around cement. Squidge that along there to make like a nice ramp.
Fill in this bit of windowsill.
So the water, there's a bit of a dip there, so the water doesn't get trapped up against it. I might be going to sneeze again. Looking good.